Hi, it's Chris Titley here, and this week's episode of Scoreboard is with Belle Dawes. Belle, welcome to the studio.
Chris, thanks for having me. I'm pumped.
2024. I'm going to start with that. What are we now? The 20th of December, 2024. How has 2024 been for Belle Dawes?
You've asked me at a good time because, we've come off the back end of footy. We'll get to that a bit later, maybe not the end we wanted, but I have been reflecting and it's honestly been one of the best years I've ever had. I feel like everything I've put out to the world has just come back at me. I feel like I've been, bouncing on clouds everywhere I go. It's been a really cool year.
And why do you think that is?
I love being in touch with my emotions, and I'm a little bit kind of like spiritual as well, but everything off field has kind of translated on field. And like I said, everything I'm putting out is just coming back. Sometimes I feel like it's been illegal to feel as good as I've felt this year, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool, yeah.
And so the off-field and on-field, obviously there's a fair bit of correlation there.
Yep.
What do you think you've done off the field to kind of get you on the field to make you go off the field again?
Yeah, true. I've got a new psych this year and he's been awesome. So we've just been working on coaching my emotions. I've got a coach for footy in the gym, sports psych, but he's just really helped me kind of understand how I think, why I am the way I am, I guess.
And let's get to the footy season, a good footy season for you, your fifth year in the AFLW. Yep. Obviously got to the final, an amazing experience, not so lucky with the result at the end of the final, but can you talk about your year as a whole?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Just feel like as a leader I've stepped up, even more, it's been my most consistent year. I know I've got talent, but I think for me it's been the mental side of staying in the game, staying concentrated. So it was one of my best ones in terms of that. Yeah, didn't get the win we wanted, which in itself is, I'm still kind of processing. It's been 2 and a bit weeks. But really happy with the girls, really happy with my performance. I've made All-Australian, which was pretty cool.
Yes, the first time.
I couldn't believe it too.
Yeah, you got to wear the
got to wear the jacket. Yeah, it's a bit too hot.
Do you get to keep the jacket or not?
Oh, I haven't got it yet, but it's fine because it's too hot in Queensland. Get to keep it, yep.
Yeah,
which is great. But we're at dinner that night for sitting down. And Craig, our coach, comes over. He goes, "Oh, girls, just 4 out of 5 of you have made it." And I'm thinking, "Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's not me. I've already spilled some sauce on my dress, so it's good. I'm not getting up." And he goes, "Yeah, Brie Cronin, our captain." She's like, "Unfortunately, you didn't make it." And everyone looked to me and was so happy. So
that's nice. So what are you going to do with the jacket? Do you reckon you're going to wear it out every now and then, like to a nightclub or something?
Like I said, it's a bit hot in Queensland, but if it's a nice bougie dinner with the girls, might have to whip it out.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So 2023. Let's talk about that into 2024. Obviously, saying this is your best year.
Yep.
But the euphoria of 2023. Do you remember it vividly, clearly?
Yep. It's 2 sides of the coin. Winning a grand final, it was definitely the best day of my life. My whole family's in Melbourne, and just seeing their emotions and how much it meant to them and how much my sport brings them together. That was probably the coolest part for me. But just even winning with the girls and the belief that we had on that day, we never thought we were out, even though we were down at three-quarter time. Yep. And just, it was amazing.
I think you set up the first goal in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, or I think it was in the fourth. Yeah, with Dakota. That was a good turning point. I felt the momentum shift then. But it was just, I think we knew we were going to win that day, and it was an amazing feeling.
And the Brisbane Lions club, both men and women, can you talk about this culture, this thing that's going on there?
It is pretty cool, I think, when I step back and look at our club. The men's have been doing so good, 2 grand finals in a year. But it is a culture thing.
2 grand finals,
exactly, for us as well.
For Brownlows, right? The lost win. Yeah.
Exactly. So, it is really cool when I feel very grateful to be part of a powerful club, but I honestly think it's the people. We have that new facility at Springfield, Brighton Homes Arena, and that's just brought us all together as like one club, even the media, everyone from upstairs. It's just a really good environment to be in. And
it was special that when the players came from Melbourne and you guys were playing against Adelaide, I took my kids out there that day, and it was just an unbelievable game. Yeah. And you got over the line, and that just set the tone for the boys to come in as well. And I think you guys shared a moment.
We did. Yeah. We came in the cage, which is our indoor kick room. Yep. And it was the boys, Fags, Craig, all of us.
The girls.
Everyone. And it was one of my core memories for my life. I think a few of the girls as well. And we all just sang the song. They had their cup in the middle. We had that many fans there. It felt like a really good one club, wholesome moment. So I'll remember that forever.
Now, you did mention your family's from Melbourne. Are you from Melbourne?
Yep, I'm from Frankston. Don't judge me.
I don't know whether I am or not.
Sometimes it's a bit rough.
From Brisbane through and through, I'm like, okay, sure.
It's a little bit Ipswich vibe, but it's also really nice.
Ipswich vibe.
Okay, cool. The videographers from Ipswich. Oops.
That's a good vibe, right?
Yeah,
positive
good,
vibe.
Great vibe. Yeah, just like resilient.
Boutique coffee shops, wine bars, etc.
Beach. But no, I'm from there.
Yep.
Came up to the sunny coast. and finished high school. And then, I was driving, got drafted to the Lions, was driving from the sunny coast, thought better make the move to Brisbane.
And you remember that phone call?
From Craig? Yeah. It was more a sit-down coffee club,
yeah.
Mooloolaba.
All right, there you go, picture it.
We
were having a little ice latte?
Milkshake. I don't know why I decided to have that in front of my future coach. But it was really good, and they just said, we want to draft you. So, yeah.
And your love of AFL, where did that start?
Yeah, it started in Melbourne. So I was a mad Collingwood fan.
Yep.
Again, don't hold any judgment, and just loved it. I think, you grow up in Melbourne, you play markers up at lunch every day. You get to school, you talk about footy, you got your footy cards. So it was a shock when I moved to Queensland and everyone's rugby.
Yeah, rugby league and rugby union.
Yeah, so it's actually been cool to see the journey of AFL growth in Queensland, also for female sport, because I moved up here and I thought, I'm never going to play anymore.
Yeah, did you have this sort of aspiration as little Vel to play footy?
100%. My mum always jokes, because when I was a kid in Melbourne, she goes, people would be like, what do you want to do when you're older? And I'll be like, I want to be a police officer. Mum goes, no, what's your dream? I said, I want to play AFL.
Yeah,
and everyone would just kind of laugh.
And when that dream came true, and you got your first game, how was your first game?
It was pretty awesome. I was drafted with my best friend Lily at the time as well, and I honestly just couldn't believe I was playing it. I think even now I reflect, I still don't believe it in a way. It's pretty cool that this is my passion and I get to play it, and I like being a part of the growth of it. And I feel like it is. At the start I played because I loved the game, but now I can see that it's so much more for young girls. And inspiring them. So it's just it's really cool to evolve with that kind of side of it.
Yeah, I'm interested to know, from growing up to become an AFL player, you have your first game, and then the mindset shift is what's next? What do you want to do then? What's your goal within the game now?
Yeah, what's my why? And I think it is that equality in women's. I've kind of been tapping into it now a little bit about women's violence. That's pretty prominent in today's society, and I think sport also plays such a good role in that as well. So if women are seen equally in sport, Australia loves sport, I think that can kind of tie in. So I don't really know what it looks like, but I know that's kind of where I'm gravitating towards.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. And then the sport AFL, was there any other sport with Belle growing up?
Yeah, I played basketball, loved that. I know I'm 5 foot something, but I'm very short, so I got blocked all the time. But I loved playing basketball. I felt like it was a very cool sport. I played with girls who just loved rap music, so I started really finding that cool swag side of sport and confidence. And I also played tennis, and that was not for me, because solo I would get very frustrated, whereas when I'm in a team environment, I think that's where I thrive.
So you still love rap?
Still love rap, yeah. I can spit some bars for you at the end, maybe at the end.
Get the voice cords going up.
Oh, I'm nervous now. I actually do some raps for the girls. If we make a grand final, I'll do a rap for the girls.
And you've had 2 of them?
I've done 4.
Four grand finals.
Yeah.
And before the game or after the game? But
the night before at our captain's run.
And do you use ChatGPT now?
No.
So it's your own lyrics?
Our own lyrics. I'll sometimes mash up a song. I'll bring all the girls in. Maybe a few diss tracks for the other team.
Is it a side hustle that you think in the future?
Maybe if my voice was better. Maybe I'll write songs.
Fine. Yeah.
You haven't heard me sing yet.
Right, okay.
But yeah, that's a little fun.
And solo, not with anyone else?
Oh, I used to do it with Jessie Wardlaw, but she got traded to Saints, so...
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's just myself now, solo act.
Team sports growing up, not an individual person in terms of sport.
Yep.
What's attracted you to team sport?
I think I love the banter side. I love the problem solving, communication, and all of that. As a kid, I think it's really cool. And I know for me, sport was something I was naturally good at. School, sometimes I really struggled with. So yeah, I felt like I had I learned so much from sport, and it has given me so much. So
when did you realise that you were good at AFL?
I don't want to sound cocky, but I also like the idea of being confident, just, saying how it is. And I felt like as a kid, I was playing in a boys team and I was the only girl, and I was
There wasn't a girls team at the time?
No. I was about 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I was up high in the BNF, I'd come second or I'd win it. And that gave me a lot of confidence, because I was very uncomfortable at the time. I was the only girl, pretty young, going through changes. Sometimes we'd stretch. I'm like, why am I the only one with underarm hair? So, just so many things like that. And I think that gave me a lot of confidence. So when I was young, yeah.
And the dream to play AFL, do you remember sort of getting close and then being in the mix of draft, I suppose? And did you have any preference of club or where you wanted to go? Or you just wanted to get on the field?
I just wanted to get on the field. I played in the Lions Academy, so I loved all the girls in the Lions Academy. I play with so many of them right now. I think 10 of us are from the academy. And I had a good relationship with Craig and the staff there. So I did want to go to the Lions. And when they said, we want you, I said, I want to play here. It was weird. I did National Academy as well. There was a few things popping up. And I remember it, because I was at the Sunshine Coast, it was a lot. I remember being like, I just want to play footy. You know, I didn't really love the training side. I just loved playing games. But being in an elite environment, I feel like I love the process. I love the journey. I love getting better and living the athlete life 24/7. Whereas I look back at my younger self and I think I was just talented. Yeah. Yes. I still had hard work, but I just wanted to play footy. Yeah.
The high performance athlete comes with a lot of things. Comes with structure, comes with like what you eat and how you train. And you said you love it, you embrace it. What do you do in the off season now?
You've got me at a good time, because honestly, that's kind of, I've had a great year. And throughout this year, I'm like, when's something bad's coming? You know, something bad's going to happen. My anxious mind has been there. And I feel like after the grand final, routine changes, we've lost. I see 30 of my best friends now, I'm not seeing them anymore. I feel like I have a pretty good identity outside of football, but I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Like, who am I? I know I'm Belle, but other than athlete. So I just had a lot of like change like that. So I actually feel like I manifested this podcast with you because I do want to do something down the track, commentating or speaking, media. So I'm going to MC a few of the men's games, which is cool. But I'm also doing teaching. So I'm doing a secondary degree, which is great. I want to teach PE because I did coaching last year and it just kind of burnt me out. It was too much footy. So kind of just dipping my toe in a few of those areas that I've gravitated towards.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the relationship with footy. Has it changed over time?
Oh, for sure. I think, like I said as well, at the start, it was just fun, something I did because I loved it. Whereas now it's just, I can see how much it gives me, and I feel so grateful every day that I get to be in this environment with the people that I'm surrounded by at the Lions, the opportunities it gives me even with coaching and so many other things, seeing a sports psych. So it's just, I feel just very grateful for the game.
Yeah, and you mentioned commentating.
Yep.
Have you trialled
commentary? I do it on the couch when I'm watching games. I need to get a little bit better at it, just understanding. I think I want to do what's happening, who's got the ball, where is it, because my brain works like that. So just, really understanding all the players, and definitely something I want to do.
And you'll need to know the numbers, you need to know the players, the positions.
Yeah, I want to know a bit of background.
Are you a bit of a data person?
That's what I'm kind of stepping into more and more. So the more I watch, the more I naturally learn, and I'm into it, so I know it's going to come over time.
And so when you commentate, do you commentate with no one else looking?
Yep. So I'm still, it's a bit, not that I'm shy, but I'm just kind of
easing your way.
That's the way. That's the word.
Transitioning to a rehearsal, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And what were you commentating? The women's games, the men's games, or any game?
Yeah, any game. I'd love to do any. I want to commentate or MC the Brownlow night as well one day. So you'll see.
So you're an aspiring MC.
Aspiring MC.
I love MCing. I've done 100 events plus as MC.
Let's have a chat after this and talk that.
And I love breakfasts and I do dinners and things, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I love it.
No, do it. Be confident.
And I don't know why I love it. I suppose I've got a curious mind. I just like to ask random questions.
Yeah.
So which I'm going to ask a random question now.
Okay, cool.
Now I've lost my train of thought. No, you're good. I'm a bad MC.
No, it's all right because you're just feeling the vibe.
Feeling the vibe. I was going to say, before a game, you're a very confident person. Do you pump yourself up, or are you a calm person before a game?
That's actually been a bit of my evolution the last 2 years. I've had a coach, Daniel Webster, he's at Hawthorn now, really helped me just work on my mental game. I'd be like, I'm not feeling like I did last week and I played really well. And he's like, you can't force a feeling. So I might listen to AC/DC that week and I play good, so I listen to AC/DC this week, but it doesn't work. So I've really been working on feeling the flow of the day. So I might wake up, I might listen to Kylie Minogue, I might wake up and listen to heavy rap, and even when I get to the ground, I'm feeling the vibe. What are the girls feeling? What's the conditions? And I lean into that, and that helps me.
So take the day as it comes, right?
Take the day.
The weather, the environment, you're playing away and it's miserable and it's raining and windy. You're not getting a good vibe. You have to kind of...
I'm feeling it and I'm just accepting it, and that I just let it come out naturally, and I'll love a little dance before the game. Our team's actually very energetic, so I remember one game as well. I was like, you know what, today I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to sit in the zone, chill out, save some energy for me so I can perform for the team. And I had not a very good game. And I was speaking to a friend and she said, energy is a transaction. You give it, you get it. So I always think that before games, and I'll naturally just go around to everyone and we'll start dancing, we'll start chatting, have a bit of jokes, kick the footy around, and it creates this energy, and then we just explode onto the field, which is really good.
And then before the first bounce, you're out in the field. Are you just pumped up? Or
I'm pumped up.
Little shoulder here, and arch here,
I'm flexing. I've got a few things that I do to people. I'll do like a crown from Courtney Hodder, or I'll do like sausage roll, or roll my hands, like just kind of dance around, and there'll be a song on, so I'll like kind of feel that and dance to someone, and then it kind of intimidates the other team as well, but it also just pumps us up because we play good footy when we're having fun.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And so that's interesting. So control your own, what you can control.
Yeah.
Things that you can control is things like what you eat and how much sleep you get and how many coffees you have. Are you all over that?
Yeah, I've gotten more and more into that. I'm not sure if you've heard of the Whoop. The Whoop data, the Whoop.
Oh, yeah.
So it tracks your sleep. So this year...
the recent podcast guest, Peter Hatchcaloo, has the Whoop.
They're Whoop, Whoop. They're awesome.
Yep.
Whoop, Whoop. Yeah, they're awesome. So I usually didn't like that in my first few seasons. I thought, no, I don't want to be tracked. I just want to feel. I want to have a really good intuition about, I don't want to look at a screen to be like, this is how you slept. But I feel like now I've got a really good understanding of myself, and data and intuition is the best combination, I reckon. So, I learned that, if I have 2 coffees, I'm actually not getting any REM sleep. So I'm a coffee lover. Anyone who knows me knows I'd have 3 a day. And then I'd started having 1 a day, which is good, got better sleep. So just cutting back down for
How did you go with cutting it back down?
When I know it's for my performance, I'm like,
sanguineness?
No,
headaches?
I just wanted to get better sleep. So I didn't think it was affecting me, but it was. So just little things like that.
Yeah, I wear a CPAP machine. It's awesome.
Really?
I've had it for 2 or 3 years, and it's the best thing ever. I call it a premium economy sleep.
Okay.
So when I don't have my CPAP machine with me, I go back to economy.
Yeah.
But when I have my CPAP, it's
Gold
unbelievable.
Class.
Yeah. I'm sort of a bit of snorer and like it's a better sleep, etc. But full sponsorship out there to ResMed if they're listening. Sponsor this podcast because I'm giving you a good rap. I'm interested to know whether you're a superstitious person or not.
Yes, but I try to not, because I think, is this really going to affect how I play? Sometimes it's more, I'll walk past rubbish and I'll be like, I've got to pick it up and put it in the bin. And then if I don't put it in the bin, something bad's going to happen. But it's more if I have the thought and I ignore it, then I just got to do what you're thinking, do the right thing. So that's kind of my thing. Or like when I wake up, I have to make my bed before I do anything. Even if I'm busting to wee, I have to make my bed.
Well, that's the thing. There was a YouTube clip a couple of years ago about that, making your bed is the first thing. Remember, I don't know if you saw that or not. There was this sort of military person said the first thing you got to do is make your bed, right?
Yeah, that's good. I have read it in a discipline book, so I guess it's not a bad superstition to have.
And then when you are coming into a game and you're all like pumped up and you're all ready to go and you're going with the flow for the day, and things don't go your way and you lose or whatever, you have a bad game. At the end of the game, what do you do when you sort of reflect? I think Jared Lyons mentioned that Chris Fagan does that. You either win or you learn.
Yeah, no losing.
Yeah, no losing. Is that the sort of similar mentality with your squad?
Yeah, Craig's big on. He loves a bit of Ted Lasso and
believe.
Believe, but be curious, not judgmental, and that's just stuck in my mind. So even in my game, I'll get to halftime if I'm not playing the way I wanted to. A few seasons ago, I would have just kept playing bad. Like wouldn't been able to get myself out of the hole or that thought pattern. Whereas now I can kind of be like curious, like, hey, what's going on? And I'm not too sure if you've seen, is it quarterback or the one that just came out, George Kittle?
No, I haven't.
Oh, receiver. And I watched this video of him and he'll do breath work. He's like, I'm so much better than I'm playing right now. I can play so much better than I am right now. Like I'm better than this. Or like breathing confidence, breathe out fear. And I started doing that this season at halftime. And I was really proud of like the way I could get myself out of those ruts where I hadn't been able to do that before. But as a whole, at the Brisbane Lions, we've got that be curious, why did we miss that kick? Why did we lose that game? I think that's the biggest thing we're going to take away from the grand final. It's North Melbourne have given us a gift because we're very, very curious to why that just went so wrong.
Are you a curious person yourself, you think?
Yeah, and especially being a leader. I feel like I'm very open-minded, not judgmental. And being a leader at the club, I think I struggled sometimes if I'd see a young player, perhaps not hitting that line as hard or, why aren't they, coming to our extra sessions? And I spoke to Craig and he's like, maybe they're scared, to come. It's intimidating. And I was like, I never thought of it like that. Or maybe it's too far, they can't drive. Maybe you could be like, hey, I'll pick you up. being curious in that way and not just judging.
There's a little bit of empathy in there. There's a little bit of, considering other people's feelings, what they're going through. You might not know what they're going through at home, etc., and they might not be having a bad day, but there might be something going on behind the scenes. Do you think you're an empathetic person?
100%. I'll even watch a show and I'll attach to that show. If something sad happens for a week, I'll be thinking about it. And I think, it is a big weapon. And
are you a crier?
I'm a crier. If I see old people walking down the street holding hands, I'm like, that's so sweet.
Like the Still Tall Australia home ad, the opening scene of Love Actually the airport.
I feel it in my fingers. Yeah, the tears are there. But
and like the Notebook.
The Notebook. Oh yeah, maybe not that one, but
can't remember
the Lion King.
Oh yeah, the Lion King.
Yeah, I watched Mufasa, the trailer. I cried in that. I cried in the trailer.
Yeah, I've just finished watching Wicked.
Oh my god, don't even start me.
Have you seen it?
One short day. There's my singing voice. I love it. Yeah. Saw the play as well. I do love.
So I don't know what happens. Right?
You don't know what happens?
Well, I could look it up, but I don't want to know because it's part 2.
It's amazing. I watched the play, and whenever I watch people master their craft, like their singing, I leave so inspired, and I geek out on musicals, to be honest.
I'm interested to know about your skill set when it comes to, like, you played in the AFL now for 5 years. You're a midfielder. You've got some really good, I suppose, skills. What's the skill that you think that you're good at? And Paul Roos calls it a superpower. I'm doubling down on your superpower. What do you think your superpower is to keep you in the team, to keep you playing well, versus some other people coming through trying to take your spot?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
I feel like
a few things kind of popped into my mind, but the one is probably I'm just always chasing. I want to be the best version of myself, and I'm chasing that every day in all aspects. And I think that's what makes me better. Because whether it's nutrition, like I struggled with that, got better at that. My sleep, got better at that. Moved to Brisbane, like I will do that to achieve what I want to achieve. It's even like hard decisions and sacrifices you make, I'll make them to be the best version of myself. And even with friendships and relationships, that helps you perform because I want to be the best daughter. I want to be the best friend. So just always looking to be better.
And a lot of that's up here, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to keeping fit and physical and skills, etc. How do you go about keeping yourself good up and top of it?
It is hard for me because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm up and about.
You've got lots of energy.
I do have lots of energy, and I have had 2 coffees today, even though I said I had one. But it is. I feel like I find it is natural, and I find I'm up high a lot, but my lows are very low. And I was watching this video one time, and it said, you think of a heart monitor, it goes up, it goes down. And what does that mean? It's like you're alive, but if it's flat, you're flatlining. You're dead. I know it's a bit grim, but so I saw that and I was like, oh, that's cool. I felt like it gave me permission to be low, and I've just been working on when I'm at my lowest to bounce back up. So when I was a bit younger, I didn't really know how to control my emotions, and I'd be awesome. I'd be up here, but then I'd have a week down here, and then I'd finally bounce back. Whereas now, growing, I feel like I can bounce back up and figure out what's wrong. Be really curious with it.
In those moments where you probably look back and go, I shouldn't have done that, or I've gave away a 50 penalty, or I've dropped the ball, or I've handled it to the opposition or something. Some of the other athletes I've spoken to are like, okay, just the quicker you move on, the better it is. You don't sort of hold it back. What about you? How do you go?
Yeah, I don't get involved. If the umpire makes a call, the umpire makes a call. I feel like I've got a very good respect for the game. Like, I'll be like, sometimes I'll be like, come on, but you cannot change their mind. So it's like, what's important now? Our coach, Paul Hendrickson, he has a saying, win, W-I-N, obviously. And he goes, what's important now? Win. So I always think that, I'm like, win. Just what's my job? What's my role? Do this. Yeah.
Did you ever beat yourself up as a kid and like in regards to like doing something, you go like, I missed a goal in front or something and you're like, head down.
Yeah.
I just can't recover, etc.
I'm still kind of working through that too. I feel like especially with my skills, I love clean skills. So if I fumble, I'd say I'm very hard on myself, and I don't really know the line of what's good and what's healthy and what's not, or harmful, I guess. So I'll swear, I'll tense up, and then I'll kind of just get worse. So learning to relax is kind of where I'm at. And I've actually tried boxing and golf, and I've found that's really helped me be calm. I know, because in boxing you gotta stay relaxed, otherwise my coach is like, you're gonna get punched in the face because you're so tense, you're wasting all this energy. He goes, calm and then strike, killer. I was like, okay, so that helped me. And even in golf, if I'm do a bad shot, I tense up, boom, I've just taken out half the fairway. So just those sports like that have just helped me learn to be relaxed on field and not too frustrated.
And is boxing during the pre-season?
Pre-season, yep. So I did one the other day, and oh my gosh, that Mad Monday sweat came out, and I did golf as well. So that's kind of an off season just to mix up my stimulus and do something a bit fun, but also challenging. Yeah.
driving range or the full
full
kit and
course.
caboodle?
Brookwater.
Yeah,
Shout out. There you go.
Yeah, you go. Another sponsor of the pod. We're sponsored by ResMed, Brookwater.
Yeah, drum and golf.
Coffee cup, drum and golf. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, they're awesome. But I've been loving that. And the girls, we're all very competitive. So it's fun. Be out in nature. Still get a bit of competitive. But I've never laughed so hard than when I play golf with a few of the girls.
Yeah, and you mentioned about improving yourself all the time. Are you like, I don't know, Patty Mills, I've seen like 1% every day. Are you like that? Are you kind of like, or are you kind of like, is there a phrase there? Or is it just like, what's happening today to make me improve from yesterday? Or is it a month ago or a week ago?
More like just guidelines. So I'll do like my 5 non-negotiables. So it'll be like read a book, 10 pages max, get uncomfortable, give love or kindness, like a random act. So just kind of cold shower, 10 minutes of meditation in the morning, 10 minutes at night. And I find if I do those things, that sets me up for the next day, and at least I've got better. I've got uncomfortable. I've had my cold shower, and I've been still. So kind of what figuring out what works for me and what makes me great.
There's 2 things I want to ask about that. The cold shower, is that sort of mimicking like an ice bath?
Yeah, mimicking an ice bath because I don't have one yet. So if anyone's listening and wants to help out a girl who loves an ice bath.
I'm sure there's some ice bath. I mean, it's Christmas time. They're on sale probably,
Perfect.
aren't they?
Maybe I'll go have a look. But I'll do them heaps.
You're going to get one in your house, you reckon?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I want a sauna. I want an ice. I want the whole setup.
You want to go hot and cold?
Hot, cold. Yeah, I do love it. Like we have it at the club, so I always do it there. But yeah, in the mornings it's good. Just start off still, kind of calm my mind, shower, put on some music, put on some ABBA this morning, cold shower, and it wakes me up, and I'll do a little dance too. So I love dancing because I feel like it just pumps me up. Like motion creates emotion, so I'll do that in the morning, and it
You're
sets me
like
up.
Hugh Grant in Love Actually.
Oh, he really loves this movie, don't you?
Well, it's Christmas time, right?
Yeah,
it's played everywhere, right? Yesterday we watched it every Christmas Eve. That's our household.
Oh, I love that.
With a steak and a bottle of red.
Oh, I love steak. 4 Christmases, or is it 4 holidays? That's my favourite.
Yeah?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No,
Reese Witherspoon, Vince Vaughn, that one?
I think a lot of people do Home Alone and what's the other one? No, the Bruce Willis one.
Oh, I don't know this one.
What's the Bruce Willis one? Can't remember. Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Yeah,
Really?
is that a Christmas one?
Is that a Christmas movie?
I think it is.
Oh, we'll look that up. Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
And the other thing that you mentioned in that was meditation.
Yep.
Non-negotiable.
Yep.
Every day.
Yep. Sometimes, life happens, but consistently try to do that.
And where did that come from?
I think I've always liked that as a kid. I remember reading a few little spiritual books when I was in high school when it just really resonated with me, and going to the beach a lot and just sitting there. I found that really helped me, especially my mind's racing all the time. I'm always thinking, what can I do to be better and go. So being able to be calm has really just, helped me visualize things, be still, kind of understand myself, and just listen to my gut. And I couldn't recommend it anymore. Even before a game, I'll meditate, and if I'm feeling a bit off, I'll just do 40-minute meditation. People always laugh when they go on my Apple TV because they'll go to YouTube and it's like sleep meditation, morning meditation for anxiety, manifest meditation. It's just,
and they're scrolling down, where's the actual YouTube?
That's all I watch on YouTube. It'll wake me up sometimes with like an ad. It's like Hungry Jack's, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's right in the middle of it all. Hungry Jack's, there you go, another sponsor. We're going really well. Also, life as a professional athlete, you're living in Brisbane or Sunny Coast?
I'm living in Brisbane, So I've lived
Brisbane?
here for 2 years. Yep.
And your family's in Melbourne?
Yep.
How do you go with that?
Well, my mum's up here.
Okay,
It's a smallish family. So my mum and my sister, my brother and uncle, and kind of extended family are in Melbourne. So it's good because, like I said, footy brings us all together. So when I have a game at Frankston or a game in Melbourne, they're all there on the banner, like very, very loud. My people know when my family's there. They always have a joke there on the side there with a few tinnies. But I kind of love how footy brings us all together, and we keep in contact a lot. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm just touching on that. The support crew through your life and through your footy journey. There's a lot of sacrifices and a lot of investment into you to be the best person who you are. How important is that, and who are they? Yeah,
well, probably cannot go past my mum. I think anytime I talk about her, I get pretty emotional, to be honest, because she's just hard worker, been through a lot, like I said, I'm very grateful to play the game, and I know that that's from her and the sacrifices she makes. And she does night shift. She's a mental health nurse, and I FaceTime her, and she'll tell me about her day and how hectic it has been. And I'm like, I've lost a game of footy, and you could have lost a life in your job. So it just really puts things into perspective for me, but also just inspires me because I'm like, you've worked so hard for me to get here, and I don't take it for granted. And they love it. Mum was like, grand final day was the best day of my life. I was like, Jesus, Mum. But I like making them proud.
Perspective's an interesting word, because obviously, the phrase that I've been told when I was sort of a kid was, you're not on the operating table. You've had a bad day, but you're not dying, right?
Yeah.
Do you sort of bring it back every now and then and sort of reflect and pause and say where I've, how far I've come, and then move on, or do you what do you do?
It's been hard. Like, even these last 2 weeks, you've asked me at a good time because I have been feeling really, really low. Like I said, there's been so much change. I've just moved house as well, and I'm almost feeling guilty for feeling bad because I practice gratitude every day, and I feel so grateful to be in Australia. I feel blessed. I feel, we live such a rich life here, and I'm healthy. So I feel bad. I'm like, why am I anxious? Why am I so low? So almost like kind of don't give myself permission to feel that. But yeah, I was sitting in the sauna the other day. I was reading The Mountain Is You, and it was saying that we all have this level of happiness we think we deserve, and if we reach more than that, we don't allow ourselves to feel it. We bring ourselves back down. And I was thinking about that in terms of footy. I've had a good season. I was up on stage a few times at our BNF night, and it was weird because I set out to achieve these goals, but as soon as I get them, I'm like, no, get someone else. Like, get the girls up on stage, and I just felt like I didn't deserve it. And yeah, I was crying in that sauna reading the book thinking I'm actually really proud of myself for how far I've come, but it didn't last too long because I'm kind of just go to the next thing. So I'm working on, I don't know, giving myself a bit of credit.
Yeah, I think, I'm no psychologist, but I think the brain's a bit hardwired to be a little bit negative.
Yeah.
I don't know, like if for me in my life, I think, you're lucky and you're obviously grateful for lots of things.
Yeah.
Something bad might happen, but you've got to accept it, I suppose. And how are you at accepting things that don't go your way?
Yeah, I think like I said, I'm very curious about them. So I'm like, that didn't go my way. Why? What could I do to be better? So then I'll kind of go down that road. But it's almost like things went my way. And this is kind of what my psych was saying. He goes, you're comfortable when things are not, you're comfortable in discomfort. So when everything's going right, you know how I was saying, he's like, you're anxious. You're like, what's going to go wrong? What's going to go wrong? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
And your relationship with pain?
Pain? Yeah. Like
any pain, like your physical pain or mental pain, are you kind of like, right, it's just, this is what it is, we've just got to get back up, right?
For sure. Even like feeling emotional pain, this like, not pain, but low. I'm like, okay, we're going through a breakdown, and I call it a breakthrough. I'm like, we're going through a breakthrough. Like I'm excited to see where I'm going to level up. And I know I'm right where I'm meant to be. And I know, the universe isn't giving me anything I can't handle. So I'm looking at it like a test. I'm excited to level up.
And the mindfulness, are you a mindfulness person? Do you kind of have the coffee and you kind of sniff it, or you just hoof it?
Another one I'm learning. So when I wash my face, I didn't realize how aggressive I wash my face. I'm learning to just slow down with that. Even my organisation has gotten a lot better, but it's still, I'll book so many things in, and then I'm just go. So yeah, kind of working on the balance of that. But that's why the morning and the night meditation definitely helps.
Yeah, stop and smell the wine or the coffee, etc., the chocolate or the Christmas or the prawns or whatever it might be.
Exactly.
And just say, it's pretty lucky.
Even with footy, just, the girls getting traded, come to end season delistings. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. We're all signed on to 2027, I'm pretty sure, the core of the group. And I know that this is such a special group. Like everyone always says, the team, we're a special group. But what we have at the Brisbane Lions, I know that this is like the best years of my life, and not the best years, but honestly the best time. And these are the people, and it goes so fast. But yeah, I remember I was actually in pre-season. I was in the showers after one training, and I was just tearing up. I was there last, and I just thought, I want time to stop. I just want to live in this moment forever because it's so amazing. And I walked out, and one of the older girls who's retired now, but she's like to me, I'm like, what's up? And she's like, I just want time to stop. This is my last year. I'm probably not going to play. And I was like, wow, here we are, different ends of the scale, both feeling the same feeling. And it was pretty powerful for me. So yeah, do try to stop. When I have chats like this, I'm like, wow, look at my life, so it makes me stop.
And it's a silly question, but competitiveness.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very competitive. And are you super, super competitive, or are you competitive? Or just competitive?
I know exactly what you mean, even though it's the same word. I'd say I'm very competitive, but I've learned over time to let things go. Like if we're playing a game of pool, I'm not going to get angry at you if you beat me. You're not going
to bet $100 I'm going to win and keep playing until you win, like Michael Jordan did in the documentary.
Oh my gosh, yeah, in his the car game, and he just kept going till more so if it's in my sport, in my craft, I'm going to get competitive with you, and if we're training, I'm going to get competitive, but it's a healthy way. It's like, I'm going to go as hard as I can to make you great. So come with me, And if you beat me, I'm like, oh, not again. Like, good job, but not again.
Yes.
So more and more in my craft, but outside of life, I've learned to be less competitive. I still get a little frustrated.
Yeah, and goals? Are you a goal setter?
Yeah, I am a goal setter, but it's more process, I find. So like I said, I've set out some goals. I've wanted to achieve All Australian. I achieved that, which was great, but it it was weird. I got it in the season where I just really care about the girls. Like, that's where my mindset is. You know, when I first joined, I was like, yeah, I want to win all these awards. And now I'm like, my team recognizes me. You know, I know I'm playing my role, and that's all I need internally. So, yeah, it was a weird feeling winning it. But I'm not to like put it down or be like too humble, but it was interesting. That's why I'm working through it.
Yeah, and like the goal next year for you, have you got a 1 year goal or a day by day goal?
Like I said, the day by day, non-negotiables. This New Year's Eve, I'm actually going to do my vision board and reset all my goals and kind of just see where I want to go. I know you do a lot of business as well, startups. We're working on investments actually and following a budget because I'm horrible at that. So we've got a few of the girls actually. We're like, come on, we're so good at reading about wellness and gratitude, and we share all this information. So we started a group chat. We're all learning about finance and sharing what we know. So that's actually one of the goals that I'm going to be working on.
So financial literacy for high-performing athletes is something which I've looked at, and I think there might be a gap. There might be a business opportunity there to help out, etc. How do you go about with that, being a full-time athlete, getting paid, but you're probably not going to get paid forever?
Exactly.
And how do you think about that?
Well, it's grown over time. I remember when I first got drafted, it was not that big of a pay. You know, women's sport, it's definitely growing, but it's not where it's not up there. Like, people are still working part-time. But I remember first getting paid and I was like, this is amazing. And I just spent it all. But yeah, just kind of working on my daily habits, because I kind of relate it to how I am as an athlete. It's just small habits each day that will make me better instead of just trying to do it all in one day.
And what's going on with the balance sheet now? Are you cutting slightly, doing one coffee instead of two, or are you still spending?
Coffee at home.
Oh, save yourself $5.
Yeah. You just bought me my coffee too, so that was great. But yeah, more budget and more saying no to myself. I feel like I kind of can justify anything to buy. I'm like, I deserve that. Not that I buy much things, or if I'm not organised, I'll buy food out because I'm like, I need to eat for being an athlete. Just work on my habits.
Shares, property, things going on in your head. What's the plan? You got anything in your head?
I've talked to my financial advisor and she's awesome. But she wants to get the ball rolling because she explains it all to me. She's like, you can do it this way. Like, you got enough. And then I kind of like just played footy, focused on footy. And she messaged me. She goes, did you get cold feet? I was like, yeah, I did. She's like, let's catch up this year and go through it again. So yeah, just looking for someone to help guide me and keep learning about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of lingo, a lot of things. I mean, at 43, I sold a couple of houses and bought some shares and stuff. It's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And there's risk as well, obviously. So, but it's something which is fascinating to me. And life after footy is a big thing, or life after sport for people is a big thing as well.
So many athletes finish and don't have a dollar to their name coming in. So that's kind of as well what I'm trying to, put my foot in teaching and talking and do something that I still love doing because that's my passion. And still set me up, but I also want to set myself up now while I've got this income coming.
And how far through the teaching degree are you?
Honestly, I've done 4 subjects.
Well, that's
starting
start,
next year.
Right?
Yeah, I had to bridge
positive.
in. Yeah, had to bridge in. It's actually been a weird journey. We had our leadership meeting, and we were doing strengths and growths to each other. One of my housemate, really good mates, vice captain Nat Crider, she said some nice things, like some good weapons, and then she just kind of hit me between the eyes. She goes, Belle, your growth is you put a ceiling on yourself with uni. She goes, I'm sick of you saying that you don't think you're smart enough, that you're dumb to do it. She goes, you can do anything you want to do. She goes, stop doing that. And I was like, no one's really said that to me, and I needed to hear it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm like, yep, I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove to myself that I can do this. So
it's an interesting question about what you really want to do. Let's say if you won the lotto, money's not an issue, etc. What do you want to do? Because I find that challenging myself.
Yeah.
I love being behind the mic and love being on podcasts and chatting, and it's my happy spot. What about you? What do you want to do if you had, I suppose, play footy, right?
Yeah.
That's the answer. But endless money, don't need to worry about a thing.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
I'd love to live by the beach, be able to buy a coffee, go for a surf. And I'm honestly kind of like you. I'd love to have a talk show or a podcast, get to meet people. I love conversations with people. I love learning new things. Someone might listen to this podcast and take one thing away. Like, how cool is that? I know I love listening to podcasts too. So yeah, I think I'd love to have like a talk show or a podcast. So if you ever need a co-host,
well, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's do something, right?
Yeah.
So by the beach.
By the beach,
You're a beachy? You're a beach
love
person?
the beach.
Yeah,
Yep.
You're a water person?
Yep. Grew up on the sunny coast for the high school years, but living in Brisbane, I've definitely learnt the beach is where I want to be. I'm not a city girl. I'm here and I'm grateful to be here because I'm getting what it gives, but I'm here because I want to buy a house at the beach and be reading my book at night, have a family, you know, on the deck, feel the sea breeze, go for a surf. I'm not that great, but yeah, I do love
feeling all the moments, all the mindfulness, right?
Mindfulness, yeah. I think that's a good balance. That's where I feel very like still, yeah.
And you mentioned a book a couple of times, so you're an avid reader?
Yeah, I do love reading. It's self-help. I've learned to get into a bit of fiction though, or autobiography. I'm reading Stevie Nicks at the moment. That's a like fun one because that kind of gets my creative side going as well, but also just switch off. Yeah.
And podcasts?
Podcast, yeah. I was Jay Shetty for a while.
Scoreboard's pretty good.
Well, yeah, that's up there. That was actually in my Spotify Wrapped. No.
Was it?
I wish. I just started.
Jeepers.
Diary of a CEO, which is nice.
Five people got Spotify Wrapped was my top.
Really?
Yeah. My dog. High five.
Your
Yeah.
dog.
My dog, my dog's friend, my wife. No, I don't know the 5 word. Cameraman Rob. Yeah.
Hey, let's go. I'll be there next year.
Thank you. Yeah,
but
kind.
Yeah, just those ones. And sometimes I'll just look up
So
a random
self-help.
one. Self-help. Yep. Love growing.
Yeah, awesome. And any sort of idols as you're growing up? Any sort of role models? Are you a role model person, or are you just like, no, I want to be me?
I like that. I want to be me, but I also just kind of take a little bit from each person. I don't know if you know Elvis, how he did that with music. He's like, Elvis Presley. He's like, I like that in the blues. I like that in the rock, and just kind of like created his own thing. So, you know, Kobe Bryant, how could any athlete not look up to him? I've got a picture of him in my room. Always look to that. I've got the Matildas up, and I like just kind of being inspired, but I also love a lot of like artists. Russ, he's a rapper. I love his music. The words are just very, he's got this whole album that's based off the book, The Alchemist. Have you read that?
No.
Oh, okay, it's really cool. It's about this shepherd. He goes through the desert and he's being guided by a higher power. It's really cool. I recommend that. But yeah, just stuff like that.
You know what I love about music is when a person releases an album, right? There's like 10 songs, right?
Yep.
And they kind of don't know which one's going to be the hit.
Yeah.
Right? So therefore, like the podcasts, I don't know, like I do 10 podcasts. You just don't know which ones people are going to listen to, but that's the thrill of it, right?
Yeah. And even it's the one you don't think. You're like, oh, this one's going to go off, but then that one goes off.
No one's going to go off. No, we're going to go off, right? We're going to break the internet, right? Yeah. But then think about that in life. Like, you just got to be consistent.
Yep.
Keep going. Like, I'm sure you too was like, this is going to be a banger.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, well, maybe just switch to that one. Oh, that one. That one's going well. But then there's all these songs that people never heard of with U2 or something like that, or Coldplay. And you're like, oh, that was a bit of a fizzer. Well, but they probably thought, right, this is going to be good.
And they had that belief in themselves, which is what I love. Even sporting stories or musicians, they hit that point where they could just give up, and where most people do, and they don't, because they believe it's going to happen, they love it, and then they push through that last barrier, and then boom, blow up. So yeah, I think that's a good reminder. If you're not getting there, it's like, keep going. If you want to do this, it's a test. That's
a lot of musicians out there have had multiple albums, but maybe only 5 hits, right?
Yeah, knocked back. So keep going. Keep chasing your dream. You know.
Keep chasing your dream. That's right. Do you look at the lyrics of the songs?
Yeah, I always ask this question. What do you prefer, lyrics or music?
I love the lyrics.
You love the lyrics?
Yeah, but then I'm trying to
work out. What
if
the beat's bad?
Yeah, but also some of the lyrics I'm like, holy shit, this is pretty dark. Or, like, this is not what I thought it was. It was a happy song. Remember that Third Eye Blind song?
Which one?
I want something else to get me through this. Have you read the lyrics to that?
No. I'll have to look it up.
It's pretty
wild. Okay.
It's drug, abuse, or, I don't know. But it was really like, holy, wow.
Wow, yeah, okay. Well, even the song, it's like, calling out your brother.
No, I don't
calling out your name, Matt Corby.
Oh, yes,
it's about him getting with his best friend's missus.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But anyway.
And that semi-charmed life's like bopping up and down, and you read the lyrics like, I'm not bopping up and down on that song anymore.
Oh, damn. It's pretty dark. That for me. But yeah, I can't choose between lyrics and music because I'll love a good beat, and I can ignore the lyrics if they're not good. But
and the rappers, you have to read it really quickly, right?
Yeah, and the wordplay. I love the wordplay. Like when they're smart with it, it's good.
And like, who are your favourite rappers? You mentioned one already.
Yeah, Russ, love him. Yep. J. Cole, Kid Cudi. You like Kid Cudi? Yeah, he's got a whole intergalactic album too, which is fun. But yeah, just those.
Yeah, right.
That. Yep.
Okay, and so this off season, right? And you're going into pre-season. When do you start your pre-season? Probably in a few months.
Yeah, we'll start doing like our off-season training in Jan, but we'll come back together in Feb for some, optional sessions. But May the 11th, because that's my birthday, I remembered. May the 11th or 18th we start. So
right.
Yep.
And the plans for Christmas and the New Year, you're going to take a break, going to do some holidays, eat some food, relax, read some books.
Yeah, read some books, upskill.
Go to the sunny coast?
Yeah, I want to go along the East Coast. I'll see some fam. I'll go to Melbourne. But Queensland summer, I can't leave it. It's so good. Get my tan on. I want to get really good at surfing. But I've got a trip planned. I'm going to go to Japan with a few friends. see some friends over there. And then I'm going to go to, there's this country festival in Stagecoach. It's in America. A few of us girls are going to go over, so I'm excited for that. Bought some new country boots and yeah.
So from rapping to country?
Oh, yeah, we can go any genre. I can go screamer if you want. Pop, I've been very pop this year.
A lot of music things, the festivals have been a bit, unfortunately, a lot of them been cancelled in Australia. So to go to one's probably, whereabouts in America is it?
It's in where Coachella is, California, Palm Springs. Yep,
So good off-season trip.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about the social media side of things. Okay. A lot of the girls and boys have these Instagram accounts that they've got lots of followers now, which is great, and there's a personal brand involved. How are you on the socials?
I love the socials, honestly. I feel like you just get to put yourself out there and you get to connect with your fans or with even my family. Like sometimes that's how they stay updated with me. I know personally for me, I will throw up whatever I'm feeling. I used to, hesitate about, is this weird? No one's really posting this. The other day, I was running on the boardwalk and I was just dancing to a song and singing it and just filmed it. And I'm like, got to put that up because I just want to spread some good energy. I always joke, I say BDE. You know what BDE is, right?
No. I'm a bit old, probably.
Okay, it's all right. Well, I call it Belle Dawes energy.
Ah, right.
Means other things for some people.
Okay,
big energy. Yep. But yeah, I say Belle Dawes energy. So I was kind of I love posting things like that. And just, to make people laugh, make people smile.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Maybe it's just my age. The kids say skibbity and alpha and sigma and stuff like that. I don't know what they mean sometimes. There's a whole new language of these kids, right?
The 18-year-olds come into our team. I feel like I'm one of the young ones till they start saying this lingo. I'm like, what? Yep. I am not one of the young ones anymore. Yeah, it's different.
Oh, just on that, right? You're into more experience than the young ones and leadership per se. Talk us about your leadership. Are you a leader? Do you feel like you're a leader? Do you feel like, come with me?
Yeah, I feel like I've really lent into that. I feel like I naturally have done it, but now, working with the leadership group and them kind of telling me this is what we value, the team love this, about your energy. And I feel like my relationships with the girls are just really strong, and I feel like I can read people and know how to get the best out of them, but know when to be, chill or be emotional, especially in games with the young ones. They'll drop their heads so fast. And I kind of just get them out of that or make them laugh. And I think that's kind of my weapon.
And you I've been there before. That was me a few years ago. You see some similarities with some of the girls?
Yeah, for sure. Especially because, they are also talented, but they're just so in their heads, sometimes lacking a bit of confidence, or even something so simple as eating enough in the gym, because you'll see them work so hard in the gym. You're not going to improve if you're not eating enough. So just little things that I've learned along the way, sharing that with them, but also just creating a relationship. I feel like I can find some common ground with people. I'm interested in so many things. There's this one girl in my team and we had a coffee in pre-season, and she was all into kinesiology and all of this, and we just bonded over this. I wouldn't have expected that from her. And we just shared a cool connection like that. So just connecting with people.
Yeah, nice. And on that, you want to potentially be a coach, and you want to stay in the game. You reckon you could stay in footy forever?
Oh, I would love to stay in footy forever. Being an athlete is the best thing, but I've done a bit of coaching. I worked with our academy. We got 5 girls drafted that year too. Definitely not taking credit for that, but it was cool to be a part of coaching the midfield. And it is, I've had little moments along the way where, someone would say, I break down kicking, and they're like, no one's ever explained it like that. You've helped me kick so much. I've had so many coaches I got them to do this, close their eyes before a game and visualize someone saying that they believe in them, their parents or someone that they trust. And one of them came up to me and she goes, I thought about you saying that to me. And just little moments like that. I told you I get emotional, the tears are coming out. So, it's been cool to, help guide the young girls.
Yeah, and just some advice for the girls out there and the boys. I mean, I've got kids that are 12, 9 and 7. They all play sport, all different sports. And there's a sort of a difference growing up now that sport is a thing. It's a profession.
Yep.
There's money. It's life-changing money as well sometimes as well. Probably when I was growing up, it wasn't that. It was let's just play cricket and see what happens, and you might play for Australia. That's okay. That's wonderful. But now with that comes, lots of money and I suppose seriousness.
Yep.
How do you go with that? Being, this is your profession.
Yeah.
You love it. And then some advice to some of the kids.
Yeah, I think I go well with it because I feel like my brain's wired that way, and I'm surrounded by people who live like that. My housemates are athletes as well. And I feel like everyone is. So sometimes when I talk to people, I'm like, I forget not everyone's an athlete, but I honestly think everyone should live the athlete lifestyle. Eat right, sleep, wellness, recover. I think it's the best lifestyle, but it comes very naturally to me and I love it. But the advice I'd give is just, what would I say? I'd say it's actually a hard one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I will say if you enjoy something and keep going with it, there's certainly some parents out there where I've probably witnessed a little bit of over the topness with their kids and things to try and get them to be better and stuff like that. It's just it's an interesting environment now with sport because there is a pathway, right?
Yeah.
There's a pathway. There's academies. There's rep teams, and there's always been that. But at the end, there's a career.
Yeah.
Right. And I just think it's some parents might be a little bit over the top and wanting their kids to be
a star, and sort of enjoy it. Like,
and you sound like you've always pretty much enjoyed footy, win, lose or draw, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm trying to get that out of people. Like, what is it about footy that win, lose or draw you want to keep coming back?
I think it's the people that you're around. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think when you just give yourself to the team, that's what I'd say. And if you're in an individual sport, just, give yourself to it and just relax into it and feel it, because like you said, it goes by so fast. When I watch young girls play or young boys play, I think how fun was club. You have a sausage at the end of the game. You have like 2 Weet-Bix before a game. Your lollies at halftime. So yeah, I think just give yourself to the team and give yourself to the game because it's it's good.
And the winning side of things.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this. You might not know the answer, but if you do, that's amazing. Do you reckon you've won more games than you lost in your
Definitely.
life?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can say that confidently.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's pretty addictive, obviously, but
it's the off season, even just the off season and the polar opposites of the high and the low of sport. But I won my first grand final for footy when I was like 12, and then I won. I think I won like 5 before I got drafted to the Lions, and I've tasted that winning, and I've been in winning teams, not by I'm just going to clubs that are winning. It just our teams have always come together, whether it's basketball or footy. So. Yeah, definitely one more.
And has there been moments in your life in footy where you might not have made that team or you've got injured or things are not going your way and you're like, bugger this?
Yeah, well, when I was in Victoria, just before I moved up here, women's sport was kind of becoming a thing. I think I tried out for a rep team. I'm not too sure if it was Stingrays or something. And I tried out and I was like definitely one of the best. Like I feel like I had a good kick and I didn't get picked for this team and it was really weird because I was like, I know I was good. It was a squad as well. I didn't get picked for the squad and I was like, damn. And I was like, well, I wonder why, and I think it was, I don't know if it was political or whatever. I was like 14. But then I moved to Queensland and that was like, I was like, oh, damn. But I just knew in myself, I still had the confidence. Moved to Queensland and we had a very good Queensland team. We beat, Vic Metro or something when I was 18, which is we hadn't done before. And I was very similar to this other girl. She played the same position and she got in over me. And I was like, damn, like I'm an emergency for her. And I kind of just, again, I was a bit curious at that time too, probably a bit more emotional, but very curious. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better than her, and kind of just looked at her game, my game, and how I could get better. So, those 2 times.
You've always been a midfielder?
Midfield, forward. I actually started my career when I was 9, half back. Loved it, just slingshot off there, but I love the midfield. I feel like it's, head under, win the hard ball, get it out to the teammates. Like I love winning a hard ball. Like, there's nothing better than that. Especially clean when there's bodies around. I'm already pretty low to the ground, but I just love it. Yeah.
You're a bit physical?
Yeah, I would say so. But you don't even feel it till after the game. But I just love going in hard. If you go in hard, you're not going to get hurt. That's what I think. Because sometimes when I was younger, I'd hesitate. And my coach was like, you're going to get hurt if you pull out. So I was like, all right, look, give me this ball. It's mine.
You've got the energy for a midfielder. You just keep running, right?
Yeah.
Keep running and keep going hard. That's kind of the philosophy.
Exactly, yeah. Keep going, hype up everyone as well, like stoppage. That kind of can cook you sometimes, but no, it's fun. I love
the thrill of scoring a goal, which,
Yeah.
May not happen as much as a forward, right?
Yeah. I've kicked this was my best scoring season. I think we got 5 goals at home or something, which is awesome. And we had a goal song too. Mine was "I Get Knocked Down," so I loved listening to that.
Chumbawamba.
Yeah.
1997, I think it was. It might have been 98. Yeah. My year of finishing school.
Loved it.
At the same time as Blur. Woo. That one?
Then I feel nothing. Yeah. But I will watch a game back and look at my goal celebration and be like, oh, that's what I did. Because I feel like I black out after a goal. I have no idea what I'm doing. My neck veins are out. But yeah, I can tell when I watch a game, I'm like, that's me in my zone. I don't even know that's what I was doing.
The kids these days love a celebration, like the Sue from Ronaldo, the Charlie Cameron, right? There's a lot of different
100%.
celebrations, and I think it's a thing.
I love it.
That kind of, and the songs, which is new as well. And so Chumbawamba was yours.
Yeah.
Your goal celebrations, are you going to do something consistent, or are you just going to just go with the flow?
I go with the flow, let what comes out. But I love that, like the Charlie Cameron. I know when I'll go do a clinic.
Let it Joe,
Let it Joe. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Like I'll say to the kids, what's your goal celebration? Who's got the best? And I feel like that's when you get to see their personality, and they're like, oh, you start having a bit of fun, and the songs are there, and it's entertaining. Like you get to know a little bit about the person who kicked the goal, but the fans connect with you. It's so good. So yeah, I always say that when people are choosing their goal song, like make it you, but make it so the crowd gets involved too. I think it's just fun. Like we're in an entertainment business at the end of the day. So yeah, I love watching that, and yeah, I love doing it too.
And Chumbawamba has been your song every year, or have you mixed it up?
Mixed it up. What did I have last year? I had, Jackie, when you're touching my soul. You know that song?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just love that song. And me and my mum would always sing it. So I'm like, oh, this is for mum. But it was also just a hype up. But we didn't get to hear it. I didn't kick a goal at home. Now,
Belle, we've sort of warmed up a little bit, and you've been talking about music. And I think at the earliest part of our conversation, you mentioned something about rapping, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting towards the tail end of the conversation.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. I could fail it.
Yeah. I think we should give it a go.
Yeah. I'm on the mic, BDE. Listen to me, because I'm on Scoreboard, and I hope that you're listening and you're not bored. Oh, yeah, Christmas time. Hope you've been nice.
There you go.
I don't even know what that was.
That was pretty good.
I don't even know what just happened, but
that was also, and Chucky and Scoreboard, fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. One final question.
Hit me with it.
We do this podcast in 5 years' time.
Will I do this podcast?
No. Well, we can do this podcast.
Will I do a podcast?
You can do a podcast with me, sure, anytime. But in 5 years, we repeat this podcast. We're sitting here right now.
Yep.
Where does Belle want to be?
Belle wants to be a very well-respected player in the AFLW. One of the faces, why not? And she wants to have very good investment.
Yes. Long-term investments that are passive income.
Yeah, for sure. She wants to still have all of her really good connections around, be surrounded by love, and she wants to have her degree nearly finished. And also she's doing MC somewhere, or she's on Channel 9, or she's on Triple M. So yeah, she might be right in this podcast when she's on it again.
Yeah.
Maybe she's in love. Throw that out there. Yep. But yeah, everyone's happy and healthy in her life, and yeah, that's it.
Well,
she's had good travel. She's had good travel experience as well. She's found herself. She's had another breakthrough. And yeah, she's just loving life as much as she is now.
Let's make that happen.
I like it.
Hard to know how to make the love thing happen and everything, but the travel thing.
Throw it out.
Yeah, that's right. But Belle, thank you so much for coming on Scoreboard. It's been a delight having you here. The energy, the buzz, your vibrancy has shone through. Congratulations on a stellar year, and look forward to catching up next year and following your progress as well next year.
Oh, thanks, Chris. And I'll be listening to your podcast, and I feel like I'm a reflection of energy. So that's you giving that to me, and hope you guys enjoyed listening.